Hi everyone, happy Saturday. We are going to go ahead and do the completed pages for the month. I do plan to color more this weekend, but we're just putting the cutoff here because I have a big stack of books here. And yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about my plans for March in the second half of the video. And the first week of the month is going to be a little different, and I'll explain why. But for reasons, we're going to go ahead and do this today. I do have my books broken up into categories. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll do this first. So I did do a color along for this month. It was kind of last minute, Foxy February 2021. And this has been crazy successful. Like, you guys really like foxes and foxy people. And I've seen some really amazing pictures this month. I do want to still do a showcase where I show off from Instagram and social media, but it'll probably be later this week or next weekend. I don't want to do it early because we still have 2 days till the end of the month, just in case anybody wants to get another picture in. And for reasons I will talk about later in the video. So I didn't contribute as much to my own color along as I wanted, but there's some pictures that I didn't get to, but that's okay. I have five technically, but we're putting the other one in another stack. I have 5 pictures for the month, which is a healthy amount. So we did kick off the month, the announcement, with this book. This is the Sun Life Drawing Animal Mosaic Color by Number. And this time I actually did peek because I wanted to see if there was a fox picture, and there was. So we did this one on camera, and I used my super tips, which every time I use them on this book, I'm like, oh, they look great. I need to use these more often, and then I promptly forget. But this turned out super cute. I do love this book, and again, need to color more in it. I don't mind the white lines in this one, and maybe it's because of the super tips and the fact that they're a lot more forgiving on the lines than like an alcohol marker would be. But I've colored so much in these books, I don't need the black background to them. I got so many other books. Oh my gosh. Book buying, that was a thing in February. We did have a project picture that I wanted to color this month that I actually did, and I'm super proud of this one. I did show the full demo of this last weekend if you want to go check that out. It shows, I pretty much just, instead of a regular coloring chat, I pretty much just talked about my process for this and the things I learned and the things that worked well and the things that didn't. This was also a demo and a trial of some of the supplies that I have. This is Life and Morphia by Kirby Rosanas. This is the first double page spread I've done in his book, and like the first official page other than like the title page or something. I think I did that one in Anamorphia. So here is my double page spread, and like I said, this isn't perfect. There's some things I wish I had done differently, as I talk about in the video. The weird galaxies, kind of nuclei looking things. All this is done in watercolor, Sargent Art watercolor crayons. And I do recommend, when you use gelatos and watercolor crayons, if you use really a bunch of layers like I did, I did spray fixative, but you might also want to put a page protector between them because it can rub off on your fingers. Heads up there. This is, of course, also for Foxy February. So this was not only for the color along, but huge project page. Super proud of it. Watercolor crayons on the top. I used gelatos, Faber-Castell gelatos as a base for these different colors. I think I used mostly iridescence, and then I might have used one from the Brights right here. That might have been that snow cone, but the other 3 were from the iridescence. And then I went over them with the Norberg and Linden XL pencils. I am doing a full review. That video is actually ready to load. That full review will drop tomorrow if you're curious about those pencils. But I did use those to go over the base, and that was wildly successful. So Learned a lot from this, and just like I said, I think my colored pencil future is probably going to be where I create a base with water-based mediums and then I go over it with pencil. That seems to work better for me than just colored pencil. Anyway, then white gel pen and Posca pen for the stars and like the little fairy dust looking stuff. So love that picture, super proud of it. Like I said, things I would have done differently, but at the end of the day, I was still way proud of it. Light and dark fantasy for the other side of Foxy February. If I can get to the page at some point. There it is. We did this one in a Tag Tuesday video. And first off, dude's foxy. Got a beard. He's all dark and mysterious, you know, so he's a foxy dude anyway. But then I created this story where he's like a fox shapeshifter, which is why he's colored like a fox. And he's using his little amulet thing to transform Wolfie here into a fox. So, and then we have all the creepy purple smoke stuff. This is mostly markers, and then I used a white paint pen for the little white details. So, and I used a white Prisma pencil for the little white pieces around his head, because I didn't want to just leave it gray. Pretty simple picture, but I really did like the result. And finally, I just finished this one this morning. You will see a small demo where I partially color this page in tomorrow's pencil review. This is Woodland Wonder by Jen Racine. This is actually the first picture I've colored out of here. And I did this picture for Foxy February. And my lighting went weird again all of a sudden. Now it looks really fuzzy, doesn't it? Oh, what is going on? Let's brighten it up a bit. There we go. It's very cloudy outside, so anyway, this was all a little bit of blending just for the demo part, but really the rest of it was mostly straight coloring. I used again all Norberg and Linden XL colored pencils, and I did use a little bit of alcohol marker on the scarf just to see what would happen, like if you put a layer of pencil down and then use the marker to kind of spread out the pigment. And I liked the results a lot. I didn't really need it for the rest of it because it looked well just as is, but I do like alcohol marker with that, and again we'll talk about that more in the video tomorrow. But this turned out super cute. I've got to start straight coloring with my colored pencils more often because I always love it when they're done, and I'm like, that's so cute. Why didn't, and just a little bit of blending, I'm like, why don't I do this more often? And I don't know what the answer to that question is. All right, so 10 books to finish. Actually, we're going to go ahead and do this one first, because this does include a Foxy February picture. I classify it as Foxy February. So the Coloring Diva is doing a year-long color along. Whimsy girls celebrate the holidays and festive occasions. We're coloring certain pages out of here each month. If you get behind, it's no big deal, but just, you know, trying not to work ahead or anything. And so far, just barely, because I got my other one done yesterday. I am keeping up with this, and I am very pleasantly surprised, especially because I've been doing the more complicated pictures, and I've been trying to use some different mediums. So the 3 for this month, and I apologize for all the extra papers and stuff in here. I'm doing that to protect the pages till I can apply fixative, and I usually try to do that in an entire batch, and I just haven't done that yet. I am confused. Okay, so here is the first picture for the month, which was celebrating Lunar New Year, or Chinese New Year. And this is Inktense, mostly for the lanterns and the dragon, and a little bit of her dress. And then I used a little bit of marker, mostly for the black accents, and then for like her hair and stuff, because I just didn't really feel, in her skin tone, because I just didn't really feel like fooling with it. I ended up using, and this is what got me kind of on the gelatos kick, I ended up using a metallic gelato for the background, and I really liked the look of it. Let's see. And I did use a little bit of the Sparkle Pop gel pens for the confetti, so you can kind of see that little bit of a sheen to it. It's actually quite nice. I liked it a lot. So I really like this picture. I ended up going with a color scheme I found online. I really like the lanterns and the beauty of Inktense is that once it dries, it's permanent so that you can layer other colors over it and they won't mix together like watercolors do. So I was able to add like the lantern lights in, and I know it seems like a minor detail, but I really like it. So we have that one. Then for Valentine's Day, maybe, we have this one, which everybody seemed to like really well, and I do too. Wanted to use some different colors, which is why I went kind of with the lime green and the yellow and the purple. Just wanted to use some different colors. I'm not a big pink person, never have been. So this is marker base with the Norberg and Linden colored pencils over the top just to show how they do over the marker. And then I used, I think it was the Sparkle Pops again for like the really cool metallic-y look on the balloons where they're kind of like mylar balloons. And then I used it on her little rose holder too. And then also on the hearts in the background. So turned out really cute. Really liked how the pencils did over the marker. Again, I think this is where pencils are gonna, this is where my future is with pencils, is gonna be mostly in mixed media. And finally, the one I did yesterday for Rio Carnival is this pretty lady, who I also count as Foxy February because she is working it. This one was a little difficult. I put down initial marker base. I didn't like it. I didn't think it was vibrant enough, so I had to go back over it yesterday. It is marker, acrylic paint pen for the gold here. I did use the Norberg and Linden, and you'll see a demo of me doing her little headdress piece, and then I also do the butterfly wings with pencil. And then I used, first off, the Jelly Roll gel pens for her outfit. I was a little surprised at how dull they were when they got on this paper. Normally I see them as really vibrant pens, so I'm not gel pens, so I'm really surprised they didn't seem more vibrant here, but that's, you know, whatever. And then because I haven't used it in forever and I wanted a bunch of shimmer, I used Winkastella. Yes, I have a Winkastella on her feathers, and look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, so shady. I love it. I ended up using it on her butterfly wings too. So I love it. Love it. Love it. This wasn't my favorite picture out of the book, but you know. Mystery color, that's part of my 10 books to finish as well for the year. And this is what this next series is. 10 books to finish, Mystery Colors, Jungle Animals. I did break down and get the dinosaur one because I don't have any of the other magazines. I have the book, but I like the dinosaur one and how it looks. So I did 3 out of this one for the month. So I am making good progress on this. We have really shiny again. That helped a little. We have this handsome little dude, which I like. I think this book does a really good job of like shadows and highlights. So we have him. We have this one, which is, I believe, some kind of moth, which turned out really pretty. And then we have this handsome dude. The pink was a little bit brighter pink than I wanted it to be. I just was grabbing markers, I think, and wasn't thinking it through, but it's alright. It still turned out alright, so. I've been making pretty good progress in this book. I will probably be doing another page this weekend. I like this one a lot. Y'all know my favorite Joanna Bastard book, as I've said before, is Magical Jungle. So there's just something about jungles and jungle animals that I like a lot when I color. So, Stone Mosaic books. See if I can remember where I stopped here from last month. I do. Made really good progress in this one. So we have this. And with these, I've been using, with most of the marker pictures, I've been using sprees. I've been using my Wise Brants for a lot of these color by number pictures like this. I did a full review on those last month. I'll talk about a little bit about them at the end, along with the Norberg pencils. So. But here's this one, which turned out really pretty. I thought about using gel pens for the butterflies since they were so colorful, but I was lazy and didn't feel like reaching for them. So it still turned out pretty. This one I think is my favorite so far out of this book, and that's with the sunflowers. I just thought this one was really pretty with them. So I like this a lot. Then we have the car, a fancy car, a fancy red car. I think we were watching, and it's wild because I love seeing pictures and it reminds me of what I was doing. We were actually watching Coming to America, the first one, when I was coloring this one. I do remember that because it's available for free on Prime because the second one is either out now or going to be out. Then we have this lovely lady. Very colorful. I like that a lot. I do like they have updated their number 3 to skin tone, so you can use whatever skin tone you prefer. But this one turned out really pretty. And then finally, I did this one last night. I was really confused as to what this was when I first started it. But it looks like a tree, and like the sun's behind the tree. I thought the pink threw me off, but I also used a really bright pink, so that's probably why. So it's like a setting sun behind a tree. It's actually really pretty now that it's done and I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's actually really pretty. This book, I feel really confident about the Stone Mosaic books getting these accomplished this year. I did do one out of book 2. Before I realized it was kind of silly to be going back and forth between the books. Just do one book, then go do the other, right? Like, I don't know what I was thinking. So I did do one picture out of this one, and that was this one with the ship in the ocean. I liked the effect of the setting sun in the water. I thought that was a neat touch when they designed this page. So there is that. Space coloring book by Color Questopia. Oh, the Stone Mosaic books are Belba family, by the way. Sorry, I did not specify that. I did do one out of my space coloring book, which I need to get on board with, and do another one out of this one. This must have been at the really start of the month, at the very start of the month, and then I used my Wise Brants for this. So, yeah, I do need to get on the ball with this one. I did do one out of Baby Dragons. This was a buddy color with the beautiful Tammy. We picked one of the pictures out of here. If I can find it, will be the next thing. Why? Oh, there it is. Okay. I did this one during a color and chat. And I think they're supposed to be in like a Stonehenge situation, casting a spell, and I saw these as tombstones and that they were raising the dead. So there's my mindset. But I used markers with this, and then acrylic paint pens. I I'm getting frustrated with like reds and anything with red tones in it. I'm having a lot of trouble with white over it. And I don't really want to spray it with a fixative until it's completely done. So I have a few ideas to try for that, but I didn't mind it here. It was all right. It kind of, like, this didn't turn out super white, but that's okay. I mean, with the red sky, I guess it would be kind of tinged anyway. Anyway, so like I said, now you know where my mindset goes, but this was a lot of fun. I just kind of came up with my own color scheme, and I like how it turned out. I actually have a plan to use this color scheme in another one of my 10 books to finish that I haven't gotten to yet this year. And finally, we did do a couple out of Floral Design this month. I still need to do another one, which I probably will do this weekend. But I did this one, again, mostly using the Wise Brand markers. There we go. And these are some poppies, I think. And then I did this one this week, which is daylilies. And this is where one of my Wise Brand markers finally decided, you can tell a little bit because it's kind of streaky, but I was able to use it thoroughly in this, where one of the Wise Brand markers is finally starting to go, and that is the orange. So let us have a moment of silence for my Wise Brand orange marker. But I've been using that one with like orange reds too, so it's been used a little more than some of the others. I will be curious to see how the others start to go dry as I continue to color more pages, but I'm telling y'all, I got at least 15, 16 pages out of that marker using the orange pretty heavily. So I mean, I still feel like they are a great deal, and I knew it was coming. I was just really sad that, because I love those markers, I really do. Alright, so I did participate in a couple other color alongs this month. Lauren Loves Color was doing Flowers and Fairies this year, which I guess the flowers technically could have classified. I think I might have tagged it for that, but I mostly focused on the fairy side of it. So I did do a few fairy pictures, which I really wanted to do more, especially out of this one. This is the Woodland Fairy Special by Coloring Heaven. It's issue 49. I did do a buddy color with the lovely Sam from Coloring Dreams and Doodles. And we did the Cornflower Fairy. And I ended up using marker for her. I'm trying to think. I think I used quite a few of my Copic and then some sprees maybe for this. I love how this turned out. Like, her especially, the dark blue, I struggled a lot with the color scheme and I had to make a few changes, but like the color I used on her skin was, I think it was the mustard. And then I used a Copic marker, and then I used like a dark blue for her hair, and I love it. Like, I thought that was so pretty. I don't like using conventional skin tones, like human skin tones for fantasy creatures, unless it's like a color by number or whatever. So I like that hers is slightly different, but I love Sam's picture as well. I got 2 buddy colors this month. I was shooting for 3 and I was only able to get 2, but I love how those 2 turned out. So, Enchanted World Color by Numbers, yet another book I really want to color a lot more in. We did this picture, which I think is probably going to be one of my favorite pictures in this book. It's just beautiful. I love the different colors of the leaves. I love how the fairy was colored, her wings, how they looked. It just turned out super pretty. I really do. I like this one a lot. This is a really nice book. This is the UK version, and I do believe they are coming, if it's not already out, they're coming out with like the US version of it as well, but I do want to color more out of that. And finally, the book I was going to color in during the coloring chat last weekend, which went a completely different direction, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Fairy Magic by Color Questopia. I did this picture. Okay, so I was feeling goofy, and I again got I would really embrace like wacky colors this month. I don't know, not wacky colors, but just different colors this month. Regular how you color pictures normally was kind of boring to me. So normally I go by the numbers, the colors that are chosen in color by numbers, but this time I wanted to do something different. So what I did was, this was a color palette, and I basically took what the complementary color was on the color wheel and used that. So, like for orange, for instance, anywhere it was supposed to be orange, I used blue instead. And it got a little interesting with things like pinks and browns. I wasn't 100% accurate with it. I want to do this again. I feel like it's a great way to learn your color wheel. For me, it was. And that's how we wound up with this thing. This is how we wound up it looking like she's on a tiny little island in a lake of blood. I don't, that wasn't what I was intending when I started this. This is just how it turned out. But this is a fantasy page. I figured using the different colors would be fun and something different. And I really actually do like how the color switch worked. I did use, this is the white background mosaic, so I did use the regular Jelly Roll black gel pen for the edging. I didn't really like it as much as the glaze pen, so I did order more glaze pens. It didn't cover it as smoothly and quickly as the glaze pens do. But I did do that, and of course used marker on the edging. And for the final touch, because I told y'all I was going to do this start of the month, the fairies in here that didn't have faces, I was going to put googly eyes on them. So she got a pair of googly eyes. I'm sorry, Color Questopia. I hope you guys don't think like I mean anything bad by this. I just wanted something fun and whimsical and goofy because that's how I was feeling when I did this picture. So I love how it turned out. Love her googly eyes. That just made my day. And finally, I don't know how many pictures I colored. I'm just going to put it in the description when I load this. As part of the Norberg and Linden Excel review and demos, I did color a page out of Joanna Basford's Magical Jungle. We did this picture. And it got a little weird. Like, I know the butterfly doesn't really match the rest of the scheme because it's very light and pastel-y. I was trying to stretch myself as well as use different pencils. But by the time I got to the butterfly, I was just back in vibrant, dark, rich color mode. But this was all done using the pencils. I think I used a little bit of white gel pen and that was it. But combination of straight color and blending. The background, the blue is the pencils. And let me tell you, I can't do colored pencil backgrounds. I don't have the time nor the patience, and this about broke me. I was so ready to be done when I did that background. So colored pencil backgrounds are not my thing, but I wanted to show how these pencils did in the Joanna Basford books, and I think they did really well. So there's that one. I did one in Jade Summers' original color by number patterns. They do have a new one out. It's on my wish list, but not going to do it right now. Not going to get it right now. I've got plenty of other books, but I did this one using the Wise Brand markers, again, mostly. I think I had to dip into and grab a shuttle art marker for one of the yellows. But like for the red oranges, that's where I use the orange and the red. So like I said, the orange and the red, the light red marker in there in that pack got a lot more use than some of the other markers, so it doesn't surprise me that the orange is the first to go. I did one out of the Lines and Spirals coloring book by Color Questopia, The Creative Kittens and Cats. So first off, I was devastated to learn that I am missing a page. I guess when it was being printed. So these are numbered, and so there's 1 and there should be a 2, and there's not a 2. It went straight to 3. And I didn't realize this until I was halfway through the picture. So I am missing a picture out of this. When I get done with the book, I will order another one and just pull page 2 out of it because I have to have it complete. Otherwise, I will be distraught. And I've had this for a long time. I'm not going to go back to Color Questopia and ask for another book. That's just silly. So, for me, it is. If I just bought this book, it might be different. But anyway, we did this handsome dude, which reminds me of my parents' cat Mira, who's a rag doll. I think I just used a ultrafine Bic intensity for this one. So I like this book very much, and somebody just got startled when I was shifting books around. We have Animal One Color Arts. I really like this book. We did a picture in this during last month's coloring chat, and or no, it was at the start of this month, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Oh my gosh, it feels like it was so long ago. So I have 2 pictures in here. I have this one. We did the kitty, who turned out looking amazing. I liked it a lot, and I liked it so much I did another picture. This is my problem, y'all. I have too many books I want to color in. I did the owl. Now the lighter colors probably don't show as well as the darker colors, but I did want to try it and use like a brown or something. I should use a darker brown. That's fine. A lot of these types of books I'm using my real older budget markers for, like my Weiss brands and stuff, to just kind of, I have a lot of markers and I don't want them to dry out, so that's where I use a lot of these. What is probably my, oh gosh, I can't remember if I had a real favorite picture from last month or not. Nothing's coming to mind, but I would have to look. I can't remember anything. This, and according to my Instagram, you guys agree, the Star Galaxy Fox picture I showed y'all earlier, and this one, I think, were the most well-liked pictures this month. And I gotta agree with y'all. This picture just... I love it. I love my Galaxy Fox. So far this year, I have 2 or 3 favorite pictures of the year. I have 3, actually, at least, and you'll see why in a minute. This is from Caboodles Cuteness Overload. I did a picture for Coloring Spooky 2021, Coloring with a U. That's being hosted by Rosie Crafted Colors. It's another year-long color along. We did this picture. And let me tell y'all, I am in love with this picture. I wanted multicolored cats. That's the only thing I knew when I started this picture, is I wanted them all different colors. So I just grabbed a bunch of different markers and started, I did a little bit of blending. This paper bleeds a lot, soaks up marker really well, so I have to be careful with blends. Some of them I just kind of outlined them a little bit, and that gave a nice effect. So did that, decided the witch was going to be green, because I wanted her to be a real witch, and I feel like little real witches get to go, get candy for Halloween too, and so I figured, only a real witch would have a multicolored series group of cats. So I love it. I love it. It's adorable. This makes me happy every time I look at it. That's the case with every picture in this book. I need to color more in this book. But this is definitely one of my favorites so far, and will probably stay one of my favorites of the year. So very happy about that one. And then finally, I had to show you guys this one, of course. And you're like, what? I didn't even know you had this book. Half of y'all are like, I didn't even know you had this book. And the other half of y'all are like, I'm not surprised you have this book. During my live stream last weekend, you have to go probably listen to it, but essentially I was making a joke about Leroy, and it became a cat butt joke. And somebody mentioned there was a cat butt coloring book, and of course I had to bring it out because I was like, oh, guess what? I actually own that. Everybody wanted to color out of this book once we saw it, so that's what we did in honor of Leroy. This is by the way, Val Brains. She actually featured this in her stories on Instagram, so I was very proud. Anyway, we did this picture, which is titled Rainbow Surprise. And we used markers, and then a little bit of glittery gel pen for his butt and for the stars. And then I used a little bit of white Posca. And of course, I colored the cat like Leroy. And I have a picture on the community page and on Instagram that I took with him posing with the picture. And trust me, it wasn't well received, and I wonder why. Anyway, everybody seemed to really enjoy the live stream. If you want a laugh and you don't think cat butts are too lowbrow, definitely go check out that live stream. It was a lot of fun. So, okay, so yeah, a lot of pictures this month. I colored a lot of pictures that I'm really proud of. I don't know if proud's the word I would put for this one. But it definitely was one of my favorite pictures because it brings out a lot of good memories for me, and it will from here on out. Who knew cat butt would bring such good memories? But yeah, so a lot of pictures this month. Sorry it took so long. Y'all know how I am. Quickly, I'm going to talk about March. First off, I am co-hosting a color along with Lisa's Coloring Corner, which I'm super excited about, but I want to let her announce it because this was originally her idea, and I want her to be the first to officially announce it. But you will see me note it on Instagram and on the community page and stuff this week. So I'm super excited for this one. And my stash will be very happy to know that I'm doing this color along. So I am co-hosting a color along this month. What was I going to say? So February was my creative month. As you saw, I've stretched myself a lot creatively, challenged myself with some different mediums, and come up with some of the best coloring for a few of these pictures than I've done in a long time, and I'm really proud of that, and I wouldn't have it any other way. That being said, February became very stressful for me because I color for two different reasons. I color for, here, let's look at the cute little witch again because she's right here. Let's look at her while I talk. I color for two different reasons. I color for relaxation, but I also color for creativity. And February was definitely the month to color creatively. And like I said, I haven't had that very much for a long time, so I was happy. The problem is when I color too much creatively, and that's what happens. I get creative, I have all these ideas pinging around in my head, all these video ideas, all this different stuff I want to do, and there's just not enough time in the world to do it. And I have so many pictures I want to finish for the end of the month, and I want to do all these different color alongs, and I want to do all these different things with each picture. You see where this is going. I have gotten a little burnt out. Not necessarily with coloring, but just like when I do the big creative work, I sit here at my desk, I spend hours kind of hunched over it. It becomes stressful if I have a lot I want to do and not enough time to do it, which has happened. I've gotten a little burnt from it. The last few days have been really hard for me. I feel like I'm stressed out mentally and physically, and I'm exhausted, and it's like, how am I exhausted, especially since I had to take February off for exercise because of my knees. But I am. So I can't continue like this because every time I do that and I get seriously burnt out, y'all don't hear from me for a couple months on the channel, and I kind of go radio silent. I don't want to do that this time. So what I am going to do this first week of the month is I have tag videos that I've been tagged in. They're going to get done, I promise, but it's going to be a little later in the month. And I have a haul video, I have all these different videos, and I want to do them, I'm just exhausted. So this is what we're going to do. The first week of March, I'm going to kind of take a break from my regular video schedule. Let's just say it like that. I'm going to pretty much try to spend the week resetting a bit and resting, doing more coloring for relaxation, and kind of disconnecting from having all these different videos that I'm trying to get done. It is also going to be a crazy busy week at work because it's a quarter end in the first week of the month, and I've got two big projects that I need to work on that are going to really need my focus. So I'm going to be frazzled anyway. So I'm getting, February was also bad because I bought a lot of stuff. And I was doing really good, and then my knees went, and it's like just, yeah, once the floodgates opened. Anyway, I'm getting a number of new release books in that I've ordered. And you've seen a couple of them. What I'm planning on, I think next week, I have 5 new release books. So each day at 4 o'clock Central, I'm going to do a new release flip through of a new release book each day during the week. So you are going to get a video from each day, but they're just going to be flip throughs, fairly quick videos, and I can record those ahead of time. So that's pretty much all you're going to get from me for the week. I will probably take the weekend off as well, or just do like my haul video or something that weekend. And then I'm hoping the next week to come back with a regular video schedule. And at that point, we may just go down to 3 videos. I don't know. I'm not going to plan too far ahead. I'm just planning what we're going to do this week. So there are going to be videos, just not my regular schedule of videos. They're going to be new release flip throughs. And I'm just going to kind of take the week off. You'll see me a little bit on Instagram, like I might post a picture and stuff, but I'm also try to take a little bit of a break from social media as well. And just see if a week of resting will reset me and get the creative juices flowing again. So I don't have any other goals for March at the moment, because like I said, I'm exhausted. This weekend I just want to rest. So I'm putting this up today. I'm going ahead and scheduling the Norberg video review for tomorrow. And then, like I said, we'll do new release videos starting on Monday around 4 each day, which is when I normally release my videos during the week anyway. So, anyway, that's just kind of what's going on. So, no worries. I'm not like, I'm proud of myself because I've been going through a lot of depression and a lot of other things. And instead of pulling back, I've been trying to not do that, and I've been successful with that, and I am proud of that, but I gotta find a balance, and I didn't do a very good job in February of balancing on the other end of the spectrum. So like instead of not being active at all, I went like way on the other end of it. So now I gotta find a middle, but I need a week to reset before I figure that out. So that's kind of what's happening. I am still doing the color along with Lisa. I will still do a formal announcement of that and like post pictures on the community page. I'll post on Instagram. I don't know why the cat's meowing in the background. But anyway, so that is pretty much what's going on. You guys take care, like I said, and I may come back sooner. I don't know. If I feel rested and I feel like I can, I will, but like I said, don't expect regular videos, like normal video schedule from me until next weekend at the earliest. So, but you get new release videos all week. So for those of y'all who have a wish list, you probably are going to have books you want to add to it this week. So anyway, you guys take care, and I will talk to you soon. If you do need anything or have any questions about anything, just leave a comment. And yeah, so thanks guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.